Hello and welcome back to Boxing Social in association with Betfred. My name is Ayman Khan and I'm here with the one and only, I'll try this, El Hijo de Pico Rivera,
Hmm.
Angel Rodriguez, 10-0 super lightweight who'll be fighting this weekend. Angel, how's life treating you?
Everything's going good, man. I can't complain. I'm still breathing, still here, so you know, I
I'm
got a lot
sure
to be grateful for.
I'm sure it's a lot warmer over in America where you are as opposed to where I am at the moment. Had to get myself a nice warm drink before I started this interview. But let's get to you. I mean, like I said, you're going to be out this Saturday night. But let's rewind before we get there first. 2021 was a pretty good year for you in terms of activity in relation to other fighters. Yes, we were coming out of a period where there were restrictions, but you got to get out quite a number of times, which is really good for you. Let's reflect first of all, on your 2021, where you had quite a number of fights, how did you see it?
Well, I think it was a good amount of fights, but it wasn't. I don't think it was enough for me. I'm trying to go more this year. I just fought maybe 3-4 weeks ago in Costa Rica. Be back here, and then if everything comes out fine, we're gonna fight again in February. I'm trying to stay busy, man. Like this year, especially this year, I'm trying to stay on it.
It's an interesting response because some fighters, when you ask them questions about like their year, sometimes they say, "Oh, I'm quite happy with the year. I like to kind of take my career slow and see how it goes." Whereas you come out there and said, "I want more fights. I want to be in the ring as much as possible." Why is that? Are you looking to kind of get more experience in the ring?
Yeah, definitely more experience. I didn't have too much amateur experience, so I'm learning right now in the process of my professional career. But I feel like I wasted a lot of time last year too. I feel like I could have done better. If I just this is my life. This is just what I do. Every single day, and that's what I wanted to shoot for this year. I wanted to get to the bigger fights. I want to start fighting uh, bigger cards and stuff like that. So.
You're 10-0 now. You talked about you not having that amateur experience and you're kind of learning on the job there. Tell me what's kind of in the fights that you've had, what's kind of the one thing or things that have struck out to you about kind of the fight game that you've learned about yourself in the ring and also about yourself outside the ring? What have you learned and how have you grown in this time?
I've learned in the ring that I'm capable of becoming a champion. I've learned that the the competition that like I've been in the ring with like world champions. I've been in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, Jojo Diaz, helped them train for their fights, and Jojo actually helped me a lot when I was starting to learn. Something I learned about myself is like being in the ring with top dogs like that. It just showed me that I'm capable of being, a top dog. And if I continue to give this 100%, of myself to this sport, it just showed me that I can do it. So that's definitely something that I learned and that I'm still learning. Now outside of the ring, it just taught me a lot. Boxing has saved my life. Boxing has saved my life outside the ring. If it wasn't for boxing, I don't know where I would be today. Honestly, I started boxing because I was having troubles in life, and it kind of just opened my eyes to a better life. It's so much more happy life. So definitely that's what I learned.
Just getting to know you a little bit more there. You said that boxing saved your life, but what was the moment that got you from where you were to decide, actually, you know what, I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna step into a boxing gym and I'm gonna try this out. What was that moment that made that switch for you?
I've always wanted to box since I was a kid, man. My dad never let me. I used to play baseball. My dad, he never let me play football. He never let me play contact sports, and I've always wanted to box. But it wasn't until high school I got into some trouble, and he just thought like, okay, well, let's go to the boxing gym, like, to get me out of trouble, see if that will help me, because he knows I've been wanting to box. So he took me to the boxing gym, and then I just at 15 years old, I went to the gym for the first time, and then I don't know, I just stuck with it. Just went every day. I didn't really like think long term of it. I was just going every day. It was just like an everyday thing to me. I fell in love with it, and then I made a career out of it.
Sounds like what my parents said to me when I said to them I want to go to the boxing gym, but they were like, "No, you're not going." And now here I am interviewing you as opposed to fighting in the ring. But I'm happy it's that kind of way as opposed to the other way around. Angel, also
Yeah.
something I noticed about you when I was looking up you before this interview was you have a number of knockouts on your record already, and you scored a very big KO over Alfredo Diaz. This was a few years back now, but still impressive stuff. And you've progressed as you've kept on with your career with that power. It stayed with you. First of all, where does the power come from? Because there's a school of thought that you can't train power, you can't train that type of knockout power. There's also a school of thought that says you can really work on it and improve it. So for you, where did the power come from?
I think it's just like something that just runs in the family. Because my little brother, he's 5-0. He's 17 years old. This dude is a knockout. Like, this guy's power is incredible. I've been in the ring with grown men, and I've been in the ring with my little brother, and my little brother has hit me harder than all the grown men that I've been in the ring with, like, for real. So I think it's something that just kind of it comes natural. Like you said, you can't really train for power and gain power. I mean, maybe a little bit, but just a heavy hand, it just comes natural. You know what I mean? It comes natural, and uh and it comes with also training, like, punching the right way, the body movement, the hips, everything. You know what I mean? But natural power, heavy-handed person, is it comes naturally.
You've got that bit of rivalry with your brother then to see who can progress faster or who can have the better career out of the both of you. Have you got that bit of sibling rivalry?
My brother, man, he's only 17 years old, so he's already ahead of me. You know what I mean? He's already ahead of me. He's doing good. He's fighting often too. He's staying busy. So my little brother, he's definitely gonna pass me like a lot. By the time he's my age, he's gonna be like twice as much of where I'm at right now. You know what I mean?
We look forward to seeing him in action soon. But you will be in action in the ring on Saturday night, as I've said, against Jose Marufo. You've decided to. I think this will be your second fight, I believe, to move up from lightweight to super lightweight in the last year. What was that reason, Angel?
I haven't fought at 135. My other fights were kind of like at 138
Okay.
catch weights. I haven't fought at 135 in a minute. And it's kind of been like a little struggle, but I think I can do it. I'm moving on to 140 for a little bit, but once we get to the bigger fights, and because I want to fight all the champions at 135, that's my plan. Like, 135 is a stacked division, and I want to be able to get it into the ring with all of them. So I'll be moving back down, like, a few fights later. Right now, I just especially too, since I'm trying to fight often,
Mhm,
140 to stay comfortable. You know what I mean? So I don't have to kill myself every time
mhm.
I drop weight, because I naturally go up to like 160 right after. I don't know.
In terms of your opponent coming in on Saturday night, like I said, Jose, like it's been in your previous fights, a lot more experience than you'll have been, but you've been able to kind of deal with that. But what are you expecting from Jose? What are the challenges you expect to get from him in the ring?
Um, he's a very come forward fighter with a lot of pressure. He puts a lot of pressure, which is something that I do. I put pressure on people. So I understand the frustration that I put on people when I'm pressuring them like that. So I think I know exactly what he's gonna come in and try to do. But um, I think he's gonna bring the best out of me. It's gonna be a good experience for me. Um, but I'm very confident, and I studied him. I learned this whole camp was working on counter punches for his punches and how he moves and angles on how he moves and stuff. So I'm very confident in this fight. Um, but he's gonna bring the best out of me for sure. I think he's gonna allow me to show really like my skill set, what I can bring to the table.
You mentioned a good word there, Angel, which I'm going to use as well now, and it's the word pressure. As the stakes kind of get higher in your career, as the challenges get bigger and bigger, and for the places that you want to get to in your career, do you feel the pressure kind of building on you in terms of to perform and kind of put yourself out there?
Um, I don't feel pressured at all. I'm actually very comfortable. I feel very relaxed. because I my trainer, man, is just amazing. My trainer, shout out to Coach Gill. I just started training with him about 2 3 fights ago, and he completely just like ever since I started training with him, I just feel so comfortable that I don't even sweat like getting in the ring. Like I just feel like it's just another sparring session for me. You know what I mean? Because everything this man has taught me, like it's incredible. So I don't even feel pressured. I know it's gonna be probably one of my toughest fights. It should be one of my toughest fights. But I don't feel pressure at all because it's just something that we do every day. Go out and bang, box, and so it's not like we're doing anything different.
One thing I kind of should or say, looking at your record, is you haven't been. You're looking at your second 8 rounder here, but you've not been those 8 rounds yet. You've been the distance, I think, a couple of times in your fights in 4 rounders and 6 rounders, but you haven't been a full 8 rounds or 10 rounds yet. Are you kind of looking for those rounds? Because the double-edged sword of your knockout power is that you don't get to see that in-ring action because you're finishing your opponent so quickly. But you also kind of want to, in a way, kind of get those rounds in the bank as well.
I actually do try to get more rounds in. I do. Like I told my coach that I'm gonna try to get more rounds in, and then I kind of throw a punch, and then it kind of just happens. Like my last fight, the opponent was 13-1, which is the best opponent I faced on paper. I was expecting at least 5 rounds. I was like, all right, we're gonna go at least 5 rounds. But as soon as I hit him with the first round, I already knew he was. And I turned lefty. And I just hit him with the left hand, and he went down, never got up. So, but I definitely wanted more rounds. Um, and I think like before, when I was 4 and 6 rounds, I went the distance because I was just kind of fighting like Mexican style. I really didn't have a boxing like know how to break someone down. That's what I'm saying. When I've been training with this coach, I've learned so much that I feel comfortable.
Mhm.
So if I would have started with this coach, I think those other 3 fights would have been knockout as well. You know.
Angel, let me get some thoughts from you about the super lightweight because you're going to be fighting there, and then also the lightweight division. Just get your thoughts on a couple of things. First of all, it was supposed to be was supposed to happen soon, but the bout had to be rescheduled. That's uh, um, Jose Ramirez and Zepeda. They were due to lock horns. When that fight does get rescheduled, who do you see as taking the victory there?
I like Jose Ramirez, man. He's really good. He throws a lot of punches, and his punches are really strong. He's definitely an impressive fighter. Someone that I would like to fight one day because I love good fights, man. I love being able to sit down and bang and see who can punch harder and take the harder punch. You know what I mean? But definitely Jose Ramirez. Definitely Jose Ramirez.
In the lightweight division last year, there were some big shifts. One specific big shift being George Kambosos ripping off the titles from Teofimo Lopez. You must have seen that fight. We haven't spoke about that
Definitely.
fight. Obviously, this being the first time we've met. But how did you? You must have been shocked when you saw that, as a lot of people were.
Yeah, man. I remember watching it right here with my family, and I was like, well, at first I was like, man, Teofimo's he's gonna eat this guy, dude. He's too small. You know what I mean? He's too small. Um, and then when Teofimo got dropped, it was just like, man, like actually anything can happen in boxing. Yeah, that kind of just showed me anything can happen. Don't matter size, don't matter champion or not. Anything can happen, and I'm happy for George Kambosos. I feel like he really earned that. I feel like he did earn that. Teofimo and his father, they focus on talking too much more than fighting. You know what I mean? And uh, I tip my hat off to George Kambosos. He definitely deserved that, man.
He's got the options now, and a number of fighters are wanting that fight. Devin Haney, of course, being one of them. Lomachenko being another who wants that fight too. Tank is an option. Garcia maybe as well. What would you like to see kind of the path George take next?
I think next I think he should take Tank.
Mhm.
I think he takes Tank too. Um, then maybe like go after like I think the last guy he should fight out of all of them is Devin Haney.
Mhm.
You know, because Devin Haney is a lot longer. He's very skilled in that jab and moving, sticking and moving. So I think that'd be kind of the tougher fight for him. But definitely start with Gervonta Davis, and then I think he takes the rest of them, the rest of the 135s.
Final question before I bring it back to you, Canelo. There's been talk about Charlo. There's also talk about him potentially moving up to cruiserweight. Makabu fights Machunu this weekend. Apparently, he's supposed to be ringside. We'll see if he does end up at ringside. But what do you think Canelo's next move is?
I hope it's a Charlo. I hope it's a Charlo fight. I'd love to see that fight. I feel like Canelo, he moved up and he's fighting good fighters, but I think there's a lot of people that he still needs to fight. I know, I understand when they say he's not they're not champions, so there's no need to fight. I understand that, but you know, styles make fights, and a lot of these guys have good styles, and Canelo has a good style, so they would just be entertaining fights to watch.
And my final questions to you, Angel. You wrote on Instagram, you said, pick up that pen and rewrite your story the way it should be. Be happy, stay blessed. What is your story for this year? What do you want to achieve this year?
Yeah, this year, you know, last year, I've been going through a tough time last year. It was one of the toughest times of my life. Um, and the year before. So that post was kind of for this year. My whole mentality has changed. I don't want to waste no more time. I want to stay in the gym. I've been in the gym since October, no breaks. After the fights, I come right back. Um, I and like I said, just pick up that pen, rewrite my story, and that's what I'm trying to do this year. Recreate a story for myself and write it the way I want it to be, you know, the way it should be. And I'm actually doing it, man. So that's I'm happy about that, because the tough times that I was going through, there was times where I just wanted to give up. You know, I wanted to give up on everything and just let it go. But you know, I kept thinking about everyone who supports me and who's always supporting me. I said, I can't just let these people down. I started this journey, now I got to finish it. You know, I'm gonna finish it. So rewriting my story, man, as I'm going.
They say that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And you'll be looking to make sure that saying rings true. And you mentioned your supporters, the people that have been following you. They'll be watching you this weekend. What can they expect to see from you in the ring when you lace up those gloves on Saturday night?
Man, I'm just so excited to. I want to fight already, like right now, man. I just want to see this guy. I've been waiting for this. Like, I've been training so hard, and I told everyone, you guys, it's gonna be a good fight. It should be a good fight. It should be a good fight. You guys should expect a war, because this guy loves to go to war. He loves to go to war, and I love to go to war. When I get in that ring, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like a dog. You know, I love it. I just love everything about it. Getting punched and punching back. So they can expect a good fight. Definitely a good fight, and especially it's for the fighting for a WBC belt. So I'm gonna go in there and do what I gotta do to get that belt, man, because ain't nobody gonna take that from me.
I said that was the final question, but I'll leave the final thing with you, Angel. For anyone who wants to follow your career, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram at El Moreno Boxing. And then my fights are on YouTube. You just look El Moreno, Angel Moreno Rodriguez, and all my fights will pop up right there. So,
Angel, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I'm looking forward to watching you fight this weekend, and let's catch up soon. Thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, shoot me a message on Instagram.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much again for speaking to Boxing Social. Much appreciated.